My name is Pan Yun and I am a drama actress. Although I am sweet-looking and have a plump and voluptuous figure, but even so, I have an inferiority complex in my bones to the extreme. This is all because I am an orphan, adopted from a young age by an uncle who runs a drama club, and as an adult when I knew about men and women, I even regarded the uncle as my only salvation. So in order to gain his approval and affection, I obediently acted in one adult play after another. Over time, as I became one with the characters on stage, the unwarranted emptiness and longing inside me was gradually magnified. Slowly, I began to enjoy the gazes of those men when they looked at me. At the moment, the handsome, muscular man in front of me was seriously counseling me to get into the role. However, just when I thought that he would really do something to me, he slowly straightened up his body as if he was in extreme control. Yin Yun, just like that, just fine. Uncle said frowning as he lit a cigarette. The sudden stop of the action made my heart still thumping. Looking at Uncle's somewhat sullen back, I pulled his arm and said, "What's wrong? You're not quite right today." "Yin Yun, I'm not a good guardian," Uncle said and actually lowered his head and started sobbing. I had never seen him like this before, so I hurriedly comforted towards him, "Uncle, you are the best in my heart, I will only listen to you for the rest of my life." "Good Yin Yun, are you really willing to listen to me in everything? I really can't let go." I instantly nodded at him. "Well, do you still have an impression of Zhao Yu?" Uncle said and gestured towards me. "It's the man who has been sitting in the first row whenever you performed during this period of time." Uncle's words made an old man come to my mind. That man called Zhao Yu seemed to be even older than Uncle's age. Every time he came his eyes kept staring at the bottom of my skirt, and from time to time he even touched me up close. Thinking of this, I said towards the uncle, "I remember, what happened to him? Could it be that you were bullied by him?" "Bullying can't be talked about. He is the big customer of our talk theater. You know the market is not good in these 2 years, so I need you," Uncle said and paused, "need you to accompany him to eat a meal, otherwise if he breaks the investment, we all can't live." In the middle of the conversation, the uncle pulled me into his arms, with a magnetic voice lingering in my ears. "Yin Yun, just this once, after that I will treat you better and love you more," Uncle said while looking at me. Hearing this, I realized that Uncle wanted to give me as a gift to Zhao Yu, and that he was ready to sacrifice me for the sake of his drama club. The next day, the uncle went out early and didn't come back from outside until late afternoon, and as soon as he entered, he directly threw a bag into my hand. I took the bag and looked inside. It was not a dress, it was just a few pieces of cloth, more than the usual kind of exaggerated stage costumes. But for the sake of Uncle's theater, I had to bite my teeth and nod my head. However, just as I was about to enter the room, Uncle violently pulled my hand. "Yin Yun, change right here," Uncle said and sat down. "I'll stop by to see if it fits." I froze for a moment before still frowning at his words. However, just as he was about to lean down towards me, his cell phone suddenly rang. Uncle glanced at it, then sighed with a furrowed brow and said, "Mr. Zhao has arrived, let's hurry over." "Uncle," I said and pulled his hand, "it's just to accompany that Zhao Yu for a meal, right?" As I spoke, I looked toward the uncle with eyes full of anticipation, expecting to get an affirmative response. But the uncle also just nodded towards me. "You'll know when you go, anyway, behave yourself." When I arrived at the place, Zhao Yu had already come. Taking off his jacket, he was full of muscles. Don't look at his age, but his body is comparable to that of a young man, even better than the uncle's, especially his toned half. It's simply a standard double door. "Yin Yun is here," Zhao Yu said stepping forward. Come, sit next to me. Old Pan Yu, sit too." I was a little uncomfortable and wanted to push Zhao Yu away, but as soon as I raised my eyes, I saw Uncle's stern eyes. So naively I thought that as long as I made Zhao Yu happy at the dinner party and satisfied his addiction to hand jobs, the speech theater would be saved. But what happened next was far beyond my imagination. During the meal, Zhao Yu's hand almost never left me, and I was very obedient to stick to his arm. After a few rounds of wine, I then came to his ear and whispered, "Mr. Zhao, happy? Happy, I didn't expect you to be so good at things, Yin Yun." Zhao Yu smiled from ear to ear. "Let me touch the other places again." I immediately half-heartedly said, "Since Mr. Zhao is happy today, why don't we just give our drama club a raise?" "Good. Zhao Yu said and lifted my chin, as long as you strip naked and stand on the table and dance for me, I'm willing to raise any amount of money. Zhao Yu's words left me stunned. Although I expected this before I came, I didn't expect it to be even more surprising than I imagined. At that moment, I was a little reluctant and wanted to break free from Zhao Yu's arms. Mr. Zhao, this. I can't do it. You have to do it even if you can't do it, or I'll come and help you. Zhao Yu said and pulled me back with force. Just when the scene was about to get out of control, I saw the uncle who came in. At that moment, I was like grasping a life-saving straw generally toward the uncle to ask for help. Uncle, you help me. But the uncle actually did not come up to stop, but instead very flattering toward Zhao Yu said, Zhao Total, you have fun, I first evade. The words just fell, a pair of big hands directly penetrated into the bottom of my skirt. I don't know how long it took, but I woke up in a body ache, and when I opened my eyes, Uncle was sitting beside me. Seeing me awake, Uncle looked at me with eyes full of concern. He seemed to have changed back to that man who was gentle with me. Yin Yun, how are you? Uncle said and touched my forehead. It's all my fault, but Yin Yun, you saved our drama club, I won't let you get hurt in the future. As he spoke, Uncle held me in his arms and gently stroked my back. I felt a moment of warmth and swallowed the words I originally wanted to complain. In the next few days, the uncle was true to his word. Even when Zhao Yu came to my door a few times, he shrugged it off, and did not arrange a job for me, but let me recuperate. Just when I thought everything was back to business as usual, Uncle still opened up to me. That night, I happened to be practicing yoga in the living room and was about to arch my back when Uncle came back from outside. Yin Yun, you'll easily get hurt like that, let me help you. Uncle said as he took 3 steps and came directly in front of me. Breathe in, breathe out. Yin Yun, are you still blaming Uncle? Uncle is also no way, so many years for you for the drama club, Uncle can only do that. I don't blame you, Uncle. I said leaning into his arms. After a few seconds, Uncle tried towards me. Yin Yun, will you still listen to Uncle as you did before? Well, Uncle, what's wrong? I said uncertainly hooking my arm around his neck. I will only listen to you. Immediately after that, he ruffled the hair at my temples and slowly said towards me, Yin Yun, Zhao Yu wants to learn drama and specifies for you to teach it. In fact, everyone knows Zhao Yu's little mind, saying that he wants to hire a teacher to teach, but in reality, he just wants to put me by his side and play with me at any time. Thinking of this, I frowned with a tone full of rejection and said, I'm not going. Yin Yun, don't be like this, okay? Just this once, when you come back, Uncle will marry you. Uncle said as he moved closer to me. I know Yin Yun likes Uncle, and Uncle likes Yin Yun too. I have to say that Uncle knows how to hold me, he knows my feelings for him, and even more so, he knows my inner expectations. The next day, I followed the address given by the uncle to Zhao Yu's home. Just arrived at the door ready to knock on the door, I found that the door was opened from the inside. I tentatively shouted twice towards the inside. Mr. Zhao. Are you in there? I said and walked in gently. No wonder Uncle was looking up to Zhao Yu. Just by looking at the opulent decoration style I knew that Zhao Yu wasn't an ordinary rich man. I saw no one promised me to go inside. Just when I walked not 2 steps, found the second-floor bedroom vaguely came from the strange sound. At that moment, I ghosted up the stairs. Seeing Zhao Yu violently holding the woman against his body, I was not paying attention and directly hit the door frame. Hearing the sound of Zhao Yu quickly turned back, under the 4 eyes, my heart almost jumped out of my throat. Immediately I covered my mouth and fled downstairs like a thief. Soon the fighting upstairs stopped and the sound of kicking footsteps followed. Yin Yun, why did you come without saying anything? I clenched my hands and stammered, Mr. Zhao, if it's not convenient today, I can come back another day to teach you. As soon as the words fell, a burst of coughing came from the 2nd floor. Cough, Godfather, you forgot about me so quickly. The woman said as she walked towards the downstairs step by step with her bare feet. If you want to play, you have to wait for me to leave before you play. Between the words, the woman's movements are as charming as possible, not to mention the men, even as a woman's eyes are straight. Zhao Yu is no exception. He put his arm around my waist and hooked his finger towards the woman. Xiao Mei, Yin Yun's drama is very good, why don't the 3 of us have a game? Godfather, you're not too tired, so I won't bother the two of you. Xiaomei said and moved closer towards me. Have fun. Seeing Xiaomei leave, the moment he closed the door, Zhao Yu directly carried me into the room. After that, during the process of possessing me, a few more girls around my age appeared. They all seemed to have been trained, whether it was their body shape or any aspect of their skills, they were able to excite Zhao Yu to no end. After it was over, I was escorted out the front door by one of the girls, and between turns, she frowned at me and said, "Thought Godfather's new favorite was any different, she's still just like us." "What do you mean?" I said, glancing towards her. "You're his goddaughter too." As she spoke, the girl moved closer towards me. She came to my ear and whispered, "In the future, you will be just like us, so Godfather is just fresh to you now, when that passes, you will be nothing." Hearing the girl's words, my heart thumped. Could it be that uncle already knew the hidden agenda? He knew that I would end up becoming Zhao Yu's plaything or still sent me out. Perhaps he didn't even think of actually marrying me. When I thought of this, I forced myself to endure the aches and pains in my body and hurried to my home. Uncle is the only thing I have been looking forward to for many years. I don't believe that girl's words. However, just as I was about to enter the door, the conversation in the door knocked me completely into the abyss. A familiar voice entered my ears. It was Xiaomei. "Uncle Pan, do you think our plan will work? Can this Yun Yun you raised really make Zhao Yu completely chill out and let me go?" Xiaomei spoke. Uncle Pan said, "I believe in Yun Yun. With her figure she can definitely make Zhao Yu pay attention to her. At that time you will slowly detach yourself from his sight, and when you're fully retired, I'll take you out of here." "So you mean I'm not as good as this Yun Yun you raised?" Xiaomei said as she lifted Uncle's chin. "Tell me if you've ever been in love with her." "What are you talking about?" "I only love you. That girl is just a plaything that Zhao Yun let me raise. Now she has one more role to play. Besides going to Zhao Yu, she can also rescue you. Isn't this a beautiful thing to kill two birds with one stone?" Xiaomei hooked her arms around Uncle's neck. "Aren't you afraid that Zhao Yu will find out? I'm the woman they've raised to be the most pleasing to him." "Not afraid. I have Zhao Yu's handle. If it really comes to that day, I'll shake out all the things that he let people raise children to serve him. For you, I'm willing to do anything." The conversation between the two made my heart tremble. Once I thought of all kinds of reasons for Uncle to adopt me, but I never thought that I would actually be treated as an object for Zhao Yu to play with since birth. Even the uncle I trusted the most, the man who had his heart set on being together, had ruthlessly hurt me, not only using me, but even more hateful was pushing me into the fire for the sake of another woman. Good, then let all of you who hurt me go to hell. Thinking of this, I gritted my teeth and turned around to leave the house. Immediately after I came to a cafe at the entrance of the neighborhood. Calming down, I carefully recalled everything that happened before. Then I made a plan in my mind. It was time for them to pay for their dirty thoughts and behavior. In this way I waited until evening before returning home full of fatigue. As soon as I entered the door, Uncle came forward and hugged me. "Yun Yun, you can come back. How is it not hurt?" Uncle looked at me with eyes full of tenderness. If I hadn't seen all of this today, I would definitely still be grateful in my heart for his love for me and the promises he showered on me. I tried to calm myself down and pretended like I didn't know anything as I leaned into his embrace. "No, I'm just a little tired. When I came back today, Zhao Yu specially explained that I would go back in 2 days, for the drama club. I want to capture Zhao Yu's heart." "Yin Yun, do you really think so?" Uncle could hardly hide his happiness at hearing my words. I then turned my head towards him and moved closer, purposely saying towards him, "I'll do anything for you." "But Uncle, was what you said the other day true? You said that you would marry me once this matter is over." "When have I ever lied to Yun Yun?" Uncle said as he moved a little closer towards me. "I only have Yun Yun in my heart." Faced with my temptation, Uncle soon couldn't hold back. After some entanglement, I took advantage of the uncle's sleep and picked up the cell phone not far away and lightly left the room. Immediately after, I dialed Xiaomei's phone. "This is Pan Yun, are you free to come out and sit down?" I said, lowering my voice. Xiaomei first froze, then mocked. "What? Trying to make your presence felt at my place so soon?" "I'm not going to tell you anything about Chouwu's preferences." "It's not about Chouwu, it's Uncle. I think you'll be interested," I said and hung up. The next second, Xiaomei's phone called back. but I didn't answer it and continued to hang up before sending her over a location. Soon, I met up with Xiao Mei at a bar near the neighborhood, and after entering the box, I opened the door towards her. I know about your relationship with Uncle, but you should know the truth. The truth? Peng Yun, don't think I don't know what you're playing at. Does your uncle know about you asking me out? Either way, you're just a pawn for him, he doesn't care about you at all. Xiao Mei said, lighting a cigarette. I rushed at Xiao Mei with the corners of my mouth rising and said, take a look at this before you make any plans. As I spoke, I showed Xiao Mei the video of Uncle and I pestering each other towards me. I watched as her face went from red to red again, those hands clenched slightly, and her whole body was almost shaking with anger. Do you still feel that way now? I said, taking the video back. Xiao Mei seemed to be trying her best to restrain her emotions as she lowered her head towards me and asked, what do you mean by showing me this? I'm trying to tell you that men's words can't be trusted. You, me and those women by Zhao Yu's side, which one of them wasn't set up a long time ago, these stinking men played us like playthings. Do you still want to believe them? I said and pulled her hand. Xiao Mei, I need your help. If Uncle can do this to me, he can do this to other women. We can only save ourselves by ourselves. Hearing my words, Xiao Mei's eyes flickered. I knew she was starting to waver, but this was not enough. So I played Uncle's promise to marry me to Xiao Mei, and her eyes were filled with disappointment and pain. Seeing her silence, I once again said towards her, Xiao Mei, in fact, we all know in our hearts, how can a man like them who sells his life for Zhao Yu take a true heart towards us? But he obviously let you. For me, Xiao Mei lustfully said. I helplessly laughed at her, in order to save you before pushing me to Zhao Yu. Don't tease, even without you, he would have pushed me out for money. Have you ever thought that from the beginning he was using you to make money and then using me to continue his hold on you? Yeah, you're right. Xiao Mei said with her eyes reddening, these men are all devils, none of them are good. Seeing Xiao Mei being moved by my words, I hurriedly told her the plan in my heart. Xiao Mei immediately told the handle of Zhao Yu from Uncle's mouth, and promised to get it in hand and hand it over to me. By the next day, I deliberately said to Uncle that Zhao Yu wanted multiple people to feel it together, but I was inexperienced and was afraid that Zhao Yu would not be satisfied. Uncle touched my face and said, then how do you want me to help you? I know a sister next to Zhao Yu, she looks like she knows Zhao Yu's habits, maybe you can have a way to ask her for me. I said as I took the picture of Xiao Mei that I had secretly taken and showed it to Uncle. Uncle's pupils vibrated, then he said, okay, I'll try. Immediately afterward, Xiao Mei proposed to Uncle that he could play with 3 people as planned, and that she could help me develop my skills properly. Uncle at first had concerns, but couldn't hold back the desire in his heart, and Xiao Mei took the initiative, so he immediately told me to get ready at night, and they helped me with my homework. To the night, Xiao Mei and I were very cool, 2 very sweet looking, but also the body of a rich woman in front of the uncle extremely enchanting. Uncle is ready to enjoy a good time. Towards the time, the door rang outside the violent knocking sound. Xiao Mei and I looked at each other and smiled, then one person held one of the uncle's arms, and in the next second, the door was kicked open directly. Zhao Yu rushed in with his men, and after seeing Uncle embracing Xiao Mei and I left and right, he angrily went forward and gave Uncle a kick. Old Pan, you've really gotten fat with guts, are they something you can touch? Without my permission, you actually dared to do this to them, let's see if I don't teach you a good lesson. Zhao Yu said as he pounced on the older man and ruthlessly grabbed him by the throat. Xiao Mei even pretended to be coerced and said, Godfather, Uncle Pan said he wanted me to help teach Yin Yun. I didn't expect it to be this way, thankfully you came. Xiao Mei Yu uncle just wanted to open his mouth, and was directly given 2 laps by Zhao Yu. Perhaps being enraged, the uncle began to fight back. He directly pressed Zhao Yu to the ground. You old piker, I've wanted to beat you up for a long time, don't forget that all of those things of yours are still saved in my computer, big deal, the fish is dead. As soon as the words fell, Zhao Yu directly kicked the uncle's lifeblood, immediately the pain was killing him. However, just when the 2 were in full swing and wrestling together, a group of people rushed in, and Xiao Mei and I took the opportunity to slip out in our coats. It turned out that all of this was a plan by Xiao Mei and I. We purposely set this trap for Uncle, so that Zhao Yu and Uncle would have a great dislike for each other, and then while the 2 of them were exchanging blows, we reported the case. Finally, we found those evidences in the uncle's computer. So far I and Xiao Mei and those enslaved girls are completely free.